Hey everybody. I've been looking at Candace Owens and a lot of stuff that's been going on with TPUSA and Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk tragedy. And one of the things maybe that might be helpful is, wouldn't it be interesting if Candace Owens and Erika Kirk got on a podcast together and just had an open conversation with people, like just an open conversation online where, they can just be transparent about what's going on behind the scenes. And the reason why I say that is because I think the only thing that's going to make this whole Charlie Kirk situation move forward, as far as TPUSA and Candace Owens and all the parties involved, is for folks to have open dialogue. But I mean, when folks, everyone goes to their corner and no one wants to speak to each other and everyone has these conspiracy theories, nothing happens, nothing moves forward. And it leaves a lot of American people that cared about Charlie Kirk in the dark about certain things. My thing is, maybe gather all the top folks from Talking Points USA and just sit up after the day and, my bad, I said Talking Points, I'm sorry, Turning Points USA. Get all the folks from Turning Points USA and just have an open discussion, like all the TPUSA members sit up, talk, have an open discussion, and just be transparent with everything. Because it's getting to the point where this is almost becoming like a sort of a JFK level conspiracy. We're hearing nothing from the government, we're hearing nothing from the Trump administration, we're hearing nothing from family members, we're hearing nothing from the university. And so if everyone could just get together, people that were there, maybe folks that worked at that university when that event was held, Candace Owens, TPUSA, and just have an open discussion, not something behind the scenes that's private, like maybe get online, maybe do it in front of an audience, or go on a podcast, but something has to be done. Because it's really sad that something this tragic happened out in the open and nobody has any answers. Like, we're not even getting any statements from the Trump administration. And even folks online who follow politics, they don't even know what's going on. Like, everyone has seen at least a video clip or something that had to do with that, tragic day. And, we're not getting any updates. Like, nobody knows, what's happening in the court case. Nobody knows what's happening to the suspect. Like, everyone, it's almost like it's just disappeared off the face of the earth. And even mainstream media companies, they're not talking about it. And so, it's almost this thing where folks just want people to, I guess, to move along and not ask any questions. And so, again, like I said in another podcast, and I'm going to keep saying it, I'm so happy Candace Owens is, out there saying, you know what, I might not have all the answers, but let's talk to folks. Let's, sit up and put everything out on the table. Let's ask some questions. And, for some reason, you have Republicans that are supposedly Charlie Kirk's friends that act like Candace Owens is the bad guy. It's sad because, we always accuse the Democrats of not being transparent, but the Republicans, even staff members of TPUSA, are doing the same thing. Like, I won't say they're almost acting like Democrats, where it's just like, believe us, believe the official information, believe everything coming out of the Trump administration. We have everything under control. And so we need more folks like Candace Owens to come out and just have an open discussion with folks. Maybe even ask people that were there what happened. What's wrong with that? I mean, I don't see why there's this big battle. Even, when I go on Twitter, there's this big battle between different folks where they're mad at Candace Owens for asking questions. Like, again, we all respect, what Charlie Kirk has done, his legacy, but no one's above, people asking questions about certain things. Like, again, what's wrong with folks asking questions about the money that, behind the scenes when it comes to funding TPUSA? Like, why can't anybody ask any questions about the money? Why can't anybody ask any questions about staff members and donations and just different things like that. Like, it's backward to me. It almost reminds me of, like, again, when you have a parent and you ask a question to your parent, like, oh, well, you know what, why are we eating, let's just say, macaroni and cheese tonight? You have someone say, oh, just eat the macaroni and cheese. Like, I'm just using an example, but it's just weird to me that Republicans online are mad at people asking questions about the Charlie Kirk situation. And so I think, getting Candace Owens on a podcast along with some of the staff members will actually, I'm not saying it's going to be the end all be all, but people can actually get some answers to some questions, because if not, then this thing is going to go on for the rest of history. It's almost going to be like the JFK, what happened with JFK, where things now are coming out on JFK that should have come out, back in the 60s. And so, in my opinion, do people really want answers, or are people just going to get mad at people asking questions and just take what the Trump administration has to say about those situations? And so it's just really weird to me that, this has been an ongoing thing, that, folks aren't being transparent. They're not being transparent. They're not being open. And it's especially in, podcasts, all these podcasts that are out here. It's just like, you can't get some of the key players together to, answer some basic questions. It's sort of interesting to me. But again, let me know in the comment section how you feel about, what I'm talking about. I know I'm rambling, but maybe, like I said, maybe Candace Owens and Erika Kirk come together, do a podcast, and answer some questions that people want to know. So, that's just my opinion. I know I'm rambling, but let me know how you feel about, Candace Owens and Erika Kirk having an open discussion on the internet, maybe for a few hours, about what's going on behind the scenes with TPUSA and Charlie Kirk. So in the comment section, let me know how you feel. Thank you.